So I don't know if there's a competition of YouTube homesteaders to see who's driven the farthest to pick up animals this year. But if there's a competition, I want in, because I'm pretty sure I think we've won. So, what do you get kids for Christmas when they're spoiled rotten and have everything they need? And they ask for Air Jordans? You get them chickens. At least we do. We are buying our son Zeke some chickens for Christmas. If you've been watching our channel, you know that Zeke runs a silky chicken business, and he's been doing pretty well with that. So we think it's time to diversify. So we're going to get some chickens. I don't even know what kind they are. They're like silver-laced Polish or something like that. I don't really know. Rachel negotiated the deal. She found the breeder. She looked them up. She made sure they were going to be good and marketable, exotic and high quality and expensive to sell and all that kind of stuff. I'm just supposed to be the delivery person, and I thought it was going to be an easy job. And then I started driving at 7 o'clock this morning, and I ran into this. It's like a monsoon out here. So yesterday, or 2 days ago, a storm blew our greenhouse over and trashed it and ripped the roof off part of our barn. And now today, I'm driving a couple hours to get chickens in a monsoon. So the weather is not agreeing with our hobby farm lifestyle right now, but that's okay. It's Christmas, and I would much rather get this Christmas present for our son than something that he is just going to play with or wear or something like that, because this Christmas present has a business opportunity attached. He can raise these chickens, he can sell these chickens. They're pretty rare in our area, so he might be one of the first ones to sell them. So I would much rather teach him to be an entrepreneur than him to be a shoe snob. So we're gonna go get chickens, give them to him for Christmas. Okay, so I'm in McAlester. My dad used to run a camp here. Oh, here it is. I don't know if you can read that sign, but it says, hitchhikers may be escaping inmates. I've always loved those signs up and down this road. They're funny, but they also could be very true. My dad used to run a camp here in McAlester. It's kind of like a boys outdoor, like a Christian Boy Scout camp for Royal Ambassadors. If any of you old Baptists were in Royal Ambassadors. Anyway, it's like back behind the prison. So McAlester here in Oklahoma is a federal penitentiary, I believe. I don't really know what the difference in all the different jails and prisons are, but it's like pretty big. So I think it's a federal prison. And McAlester, a lot of things in McAlester kind of hinge around the prison, and there's a lot of prison ministries and a lot of, you know, support systems for the prison. One cool thing, I'll show you the statue here in a second. One cool thing, unique thing about this prison was they used to have a rodeo, and they don't do it anymore. I don't know exactly when they stopped, but they used to have a rodeo, and it was really cool just because, like, you know, a lot of these guys are in for life, don't really have a lot to lose, and one of the main things with rodeo is fear. You know, like, you let go of a bull eventually because you're afraid, you know, for your life. And these guys, if they didn't have anything to lose, like, man, they were amazing at what they were doing. So, you know, calf roping and steer wrestling and bull riding and bronc riding and all those things. So it was always pretty cool, but I don't think they have it anymore. I don't know if it has anything to do with COVID or what, but they don't have it. So there's the prison over there. You can't see it very well because of all the rain. You know what? I'll try to drive by it on the way back home. Going to get these chickens over here. I don't know where I'm going exactly, so I don't want to be late, but on the way back through, I'll drive past and see it. So here's the statue. Middle of the road there. The little bull guy has a classic black and white striped shirt on, signifying he's in jail. I don't think they wear those anymore. I think they wear orange jumpsuits or like baby blue jumpsuits kind of things. Almost look like scrubs. I don't know what happened to the black and white stripes. I thought it was pretty cool. So I'm leaving McAlester. I'm just following the maps. So, you know, when I grew up, I didn't have a cell phone. I drove a 74 Ford Bronco, and I was in a band that drove around in a 1992 International school bus. So we didn't have a lot of technology. What we did have was road atlases. But I am trusting the GPS is just kind of taking me where I'm going. But over here to the side of the road, if you've never been to McAlester or Krebs, there's a restaurant called Pete's Place. Pete's Place is like some of the best Italian food inland. Okay, so like I know that Italian food, like on the coast, where, you know, people actually immigrated here and started restaurants and stuff like that, like, you know, I'm not gonna say it's the best Italian food in the United States because I know that'll make a lot of people really angry. So I'm not gonna say that, but I'm gonna say it is the best Italian food in the Midwest. Okay, and I can say that in full confidence that Pete's Place in Krebs, Oklahoma is the best Italian food in the Midwest. Tell me I'm wrong. If you've never eaten there, you can't tell me I'm wrong. You're gonna have to come here and eat it. Anyways, it kind of goes along with the McAlester thing because it was started during Prohibition. And this guy, I guess his name was Pete. I don't remember the exact story, but it's on the back of their menus. Anyway, he like was making beer. He called it chalk beer. And he was making it and he was selling it to people in the area. But there were some rules that, you know, he could serve it in his house, yada, yada. Anyways, so people would come there. And then he started making food, you know, to give to the people while they were there and they were consuming his beverage that he made. And it turned out that his food was even better than his beer. So it's just kind of funny that like everything in McAlester is like wild west Law and Order related. There's a prison. There's a lot of controversy around some things that happened, you know, years ago in McAlester. There was a lot of corruption in the government system. There were a lot of politicians who ended up going to jail also. And then their best restaurant is also kind of an outlaw story. So that's McAlester. If you've never been to McAlester, it's pretty cool. We spent a lot of time here growing up because my dad raided the camp. We hunted here, and then also on spring break and fall break, we bring our four-wheelers and ATVs down here to the mountains, just a couple hours away from here, and go riding up in the mountains and things like that. So we spend a lot of time in McAlester. It's a pretty cool place, a lot of cool history. But I'm still on my journey to find chickens, and I literally have no idea where I'm going. I'm just following the little arrow. It could just drive me in circles and I wouldn't. All right, mission accomplished. Got the chickens. They're in the dog kennel back there in the back. I'll show them to you here in just a second. One of them was really wet and doesn't really look the way that he's going to look when he dries off. I don't usually film things when we go pick up animals, just because I don't want to make people feel uncomfortable. Plus, I like to build relationships with people, and it doesn't always help your relationship the best whenever you go, hey, my name's Josh, do you mind if I film you for the next hour? It makes people kind of awkward. So these people were very nice. They had a good property. It's easy to get to. Looks like we're right here by, like, I think that's Lake Eufaula, if my geography is correct. Anyway, and we also come to McAlester a couple times a year for gymnastics competitions. So if we needed more, we could come down here and we could get them from this family. We have a problem. I called Rachel, told her that I did the deal, got the transaction done, had 2 hens and 2 roosters in the cage, and she said, nope, that's not correct. Evidently, she was supposed to get 3 hens and 2 roosters. So I am now turned around and driving back. Okay, got the missing chicken, the missing hen, and now I'm headed home. All right, so I'm pulling up here to the Oklahoma State Penitentiary in McAlester, Oklahoma. I always think that this this statue's pretty cool. It's got the prisoner riding a bull with the striped shirt. So you'll notice this prison is all like black and white. It's big, daunting. This is like what, you know, an old school prison in the movies would look like. It's got the guard towers, razor wire, like tons and tons of razor wire. It's pretty insane. The yard you always see on the movies. They go out there and lift weights and play basketball and stuff like that. It's a pretty massive facility. So, do good. Don't do the wrong things. Treat people well. Hopefully none of my viewers ever have to end up in that prison or any other prison. But in all honesty, my heart goes out to both the people in prison and their families during the holiday season, because you know, obviously most of the people in there did something wrong to go. There are some people who were falsely accused and ended up spending time, you know, behind bars for something they didn't do. But I'd say the majority, you know, did something that was against the law, and they're doing the time for it. You know, you do the crime, you do the time. But it doesn't make it any easier, you know, and we've had family members who have messed up and have had to spend time, you know, away from their families, and especially for their families, for their parents, for their kids, things like that. You know, the holidays is a reminder that their loved one isn't around. We in our business have seen people who have kids in our system do dance, gymnastics, tumbling, things like that, and you know, the parents in prison, and those kids have to grow up without a mom or without a dad, and it's hard on the kids. It's hard on the other, you know, parent to pick up that slack. And I know it's also hard on the person who is incarcerated. There's a lot of guilt, and there's a lot of, you know, of being left out of things. And so my heart goes out to those people. If you're one of those people, you know, just know that you're not forgotten. We understand. I don't understand, but I can imagine that it's very hard this time of year. The holidays are fun, they're joyous, but they're also a time when they kind of point out flaws. You know, if you've lost a loved one, then holidays are hard. You know, if one of your loved ones is going through a time where they're not around, you know, they're in addiction, or they're living a bad lifestyle, or they're in prison or something like that, then, you know, you miss them more this time of year. So thoughts and prayers go out to those kinds of people. And I hope that situation turns around for you very soon. Made it back with the chickens. Let's take a look at these things, see how they did on the road. Excuse the messy back of my car here. All right, so here we go. Let's see. This guy. So that's the rooster. These are the hens. So they're silver or silver lace Polish. I'm not sure exactly what they're called. I'll have to find out, but they're all black and white. So I thought that since we got them in McAlester near the prison, and they're all black and white, I thought it'd be cool to name them like convict names or like outlaw names. So I'm not gonna give you guys any suggestions. I wanna hear what you have to say. So what should we name these chickens? Like bad guy, outlaw, fugitive chickens. We have 3 hens and a rooster, so we would need 3 girl names and 1 boy name for these chickens. And I've got to hide them in the barn until Christmas Day, because Zeke's getting them for Christmas. So that means they have to be up there in the barn for a week without him going in there. Or if we get some free time next week and have projects to do, then I'll have to take them somewhere else and hide them, because Zeke can't see them because there's Christmas presents. So wish us luck with that, because he's kind of a nosy kid. So he'll probably find them. Anyways, help us name these chickens. We got 3 hens and a black and white rooster. they need names. Comments below. Let us know what you think.